Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha. Today I'm going to be sharing with you another new palette from I Heart Revolution. This time it's going to be the I Heart Revolution Cotton Candy palette, which looks absolutely beautiful. These are the colours that I absolutely love. I've already tested the palette on this eye, as you can see. So I will be giving you all of my thoughts as well as swatches and a try on as well. So again, you can pick this up from revolutionbeauty.com and it is £8.99. I don't believe it's available at Superdrug yet, but I will check. And if it is, of course, I will link it down below for you. So this one is, from looking at the packaging, looks much more pink inspired. So let's have a look at the packaging first. So yesterday's was yellow with lemons on it. This time it is, I suppose, dedicated to, they're calling it cotton candy, and it is, I would say, candy floss in the UK. So it's very purple based, and this one has pink circles on it. And that goes all the way through, and then on the back again it gives you an idea of the shades in here as well as the ingredients, and then the name of the palette there. Again, this one says that it's cruelty free, and again the shelf life on this one is 12 months for you, or a year. So let's take it out of the packaging and have a look at the actual palette. So this one is cream based or yellow based, as well as pink here. So it's got the pink chocolate with the pink drips there, and then on the back it has the pink or purple, depending on what you would call it. So pink purple sticker with the name of the palette and all of the information that's actually on the outer packaging for you. So then when you have a look inside of this one, again you've got that huge mirror. It does come with a plastic sheet, which I have disposed of already because I do tend to find that they just either fall out, get lost, or they do scratch the actual pans. So you get a big mirror, and then I'm just going to turn it upside down like I did with yesterday's palette, and these are the shades that you're going to get. So they are pink, they are purples, they are neutrals in here. You've got a mix of mattes and shimmers, and of course I will go through that again in a moment. I think out of the three, obviously they released four, three in the sort of food range, you know, cotton candy, or as yesterday's one was lemon drizzle. So they've released three sort of foodie inspired, and this is the second one that I'm sharing with you. Obviously I will link the first one down below for you, but this one I think is probably the least out of the three that jumped out of me. I was very excited about the macaroons palette and the lemon drizzle. This one, I don't know, it didn't inspire me as much as the other two. However, the shades in this one, they don't look, they look less inspiring in the palette, but they do look better once they've been swatched, and I'll share those with you in a moment and show you what I mean. So here we go with the first row. So this one is topped, and it is like a yellow gold shimmer. You then have a Carnival, which is still a shimmer, but it's less shimmery than the first one. So it still has a bit of shimmer in it. The next one is a cool taupey brown shade, and that's called Enjoy, and that's your first matte. You then have Fancy, which again is quite a shimmery shimmer, very similar to the first one. You then have Fairground. Now Fairground, again, this one is what I used actually as my base, and this, although it looks matte there, it does have some sparkle to it. So it has some like small specks of glitter running through it, and it does look a little bit shimmery in the pan. The last one on the first row is called Sweetheart, which again is a shimmer, and it's much more of your, I suppose, burgundy shimmer. Then we move on to the second row, and that starts off with a matte called Made to Share. We then move on Fairy Floss, which is very much pink shimmer, that one, pink and shimmery. We then have this beautiful shade, which I really like the look of, called Strawberry. So it's much more of a deeper, brighter pink. We then have Clouds, and of course that is a shimmer. We then have Clouds, which is a silver shimmer. We then move on to Spun Sugar, which is again, I love this shade here, Strawberry, and this is another shade that I really love called Spun Sugar, and that is again a shimmer. And then the last one on the second row again is a shimmer, and that one is Sweet Tooth. So there's your second row, and then we move on to the last row, and we start off with this beautiful purple or lilac shade called Pretty in Pastel. We then have Confection, which is another shimmer. We then have So Sweet, which is another one of those shades that actually looks matte in the pan, but when you swatch it, it's definitely got some shimmer to it. We then have Treat for You, which is matte, mid-tone brown. We then have Puff, which is a deeper violet purple. It actually looks like it's got a little bit of a duochrome there, doesn't it? It's got a pink shift to it. And then the last one in the palette is called Dreams, and that one is also a shimmer. So there are all of your shades. Now, most of this palette has been dedicated to shimmer shades, and I must admit that when I tried to make a look and used it on this eye, I was a little bit taken aback because I always like to, and you know, I've mentioned it before, with the shape of my eye, I always like to go in with a first shade, so a lighter transitional shade, and then I go in with a deeper matte shade to then give me a little bit of depth here, so that it carves out my eye a little bit. And then I like a shimmer on the lid because that's what works on my eye shape, and it looks the best. In this palette I found that a little bit difficult, and obviously I'll go into that more in a moment when I share with you the eye look. So you can see that there are, let me just show you or tell you how many mattes there are. So we've got Enjoy, we've got Made to Share, and then we've got Treat for You. So you've really got 3 mattes. Let me just show you them. So you've got Enjoy, which is that one there, that you know, taupey shade. We've then got Made to Share, which is this one here. The light's not quite right, but that is not as deep as it looks there. And then you've got this one at the bottom, which is Treat for You. So this one here looks quite deep, but it's not. Let me see if I can get it in the right light. There we go. So Treat for You, and then did I say Made? Treat for You is the bottom one, and Made to Share is this one here. So really you've only got 3 mattes, because Fairground, I thought that was a matte, but it's not. It's got some shimmer to it and some sparkle in it. And Carnival, the second shade, is definitely a shimmer. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my Primark eye contour brush. Of course, use whatever brush you feel comfortable using. And I'm going to go in with Fairground, which is the 5th shade on the first row. So it's this one here. Now, when I first looked at the palette, I thought this was a matte, and that's why I've gone in with that first. So obviously I'm going to keep to what I did first of all, but it's actually got some sparkle to it. And it does kick up a little bit of powder as well. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but it's kicked up that much powder just by dipping my brush in. So it is quite a powdery shade. So I'm just going to pop that in the crease and above. And I've already added my base, and I'm just going to put that in the crease and then take that up as always, and try and pick up the rest of that powder to use that in the crease. But like I said, this is a very shimmery palette. So if you are not particularly keen on shimmers all over the eye, and what I mean by that is, you know, in the crease as your transition. I mean, you've got transitional shades, you've actually got 3 transitional shades, but if you want a deeper shade, you will need to use a shimmer or need to move to another palette. So I've applied that, and that has given me quite a lot of glitter on the eye. I do like it, but I just find that I mean, I do like it, like I said, and it has got some glitter, which I do like, but I just find some of you do not like shimmer on the crease and in that transitional area, and that's why I'm pointing that out particularly, because I think as you get older and obviously you have a little bit of crepiness in that area, any kind of shimmer will highlight that and make it look more so than if you use a matte. So I've now popped that in the crease, and I just don't know if you're going to be able to see it because there's not much sun today, but there is a lot of glitter in that shade, which will look beautiful in the sunlight or daylight, but yeah, I thought I'd point that out to you. So that's the first shade, Fairground Lay Down, and like I said, I didn't actually notice until I had applied it just how much glitter and shimmer that one had. I then went in with the shade Sweetheart because I looked at all of the palette and I thought, okay, I need to deepen this up now. What do I deepen it up with? So initially I went in with Sweetheart, which is this one here, which, was it that one? No, sorry, I'm losing my bearings on my swatches. So it's that one there. So I'm going to go into that one first of all. And I'm just going to do exactly what I did with the other eye. And Sweetheart, as you can see, is not making any difference whatsoever because it's too mid-toned. So then I went in with Puff, which is this shade here. Again, it's a shimmer shade because there are no deep matte shades in here. So I went in with Puff, and that one does work to deepen out the crease, but it is shimmery, like I say. So if you don't like shimmers in the crease, you will need to use another palette. So I'm just putting that all the way through, and then I'll deepen that up in a moment. Again, I had to put quite a lot of this on. And I always like to just use the palette that, you know, I'm featuring in the video, because, you know, I know that you all want to know, is it a cohesive palette? Is it going to work to give you that eye look? So it's definitely given me some depth. And it doesn't look too shimmery on the eye, but what I did notice is that when you blend out a shimmery shade, this one in particular, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a lot of shimmer flecks that have collected in this area. Because obviously there's been some glitter in the shades, there's some shimmer in these, and it has just collected all here. I'm not a particular fan of that. However, like I say, it doesn't look too bad in the crease at all. I think all the shimmer now has just gone into the outer corners of my eye. But it does work. So if you, for example, took this palette along, forgot everything else and had to use it, it does work. But it just means that you're going to have to put a shimmer in the crease area. Now, what I've done is I've just applied Puff at the bottom, but actually I've missed a step because I actually added Fairground first. So I'm just going to go over the top of that with Fairground, which was the first shade that I used. And then I'm going to get Puff again and just apply that on the outer edge, like that. Going to add a little bit more of Fairground and a little bit more of Puff, like that. So you can see that it works like that. Okay, so that is the base laid down. Now I'm moving on to the shimmer, and what I did was I did the same as yesterday. Now, I used the Obsession Pigment Boost Fixing Spray yesterday to dampen my brush and to dampen the shimmer shade that I applied to the lid, because what I find is that some of the shimmers do tend to just come off in the crease area, because obviously where my eyes meet and you know, rub off. So I do find that, but I found applying this to the brush yesterday worked really, really well. And even after 8, 9, 10 hours wear, the eyeshadow was still not too bad. Obviously there was a little bit of wear after that amount of time, but it did stay in place a little bit longer than if I hadn't have used it. So I'll be doing the same thing today. I'm going in with the shade Strawberry to start with, which is that beautiful pink shade there. Absolutely beautiful, love that. And it's a duochrome again because it's pink, but it's got a little bit of gold to it as well. Now I'm just getting the spray and I'm just going to dampen that. I think I did that okay, and I'm just going to now apply it onto, yes, I definitely dampened it, onto the lid there. Get a little bit more of Strawberry. Just such a beautiful pink, very feminine shade. Absolutely stunning. I'm just going into the inner corner with that as well. Lovely, absolutely love that. Okay, so I think, yeah, because I've put on another shade as well. Now I'm just going back to my original brush, getting a little bit more of puff, just to pop that on the outer third, just to deepen that up a little bit, like that. Then I'm going in with a thin brush to just go into the inner corner, and first of all I went in with Fairy Floss, and it is that one there. I wanted to try that one out. So that is that beautiful pink shade. So all the way around the inner corner. What I also do is I tend to keep quite close to the actual eye and not put it, you know, too far into this area. It just really depends on what works with your eye shape, because nobody's eyes are exactly the same. Like that. I then went in with a little bit of So Sweet, which is on the bottom row, and it's this one here, that one there. It doesn't look that shimmery in the pan, but it does swatch quite shimmery. So I then went over the top of that, like that. I then went in with another shade because although I really, really like how the eye is looking, I just wanted something a little bit more and to show you, you know, a little bit of what the palette can do. So I went in with Pretty in Pastel, which is this beautiful purple, like a lilac purple shade. So I got that. Obviously our brush is already dampened, and then I went over the centre, so as a spotlight, I suppose, like that. So it just gives us a little bit more. So now I'm going to line my eye with the Revolution HD Smoky Waterproof Liner. Like that. And of course I'm going to add the Primark PS Amplif-eyed Mascara. This one here. I was thinking, is it Primark? Is it Revolution? I'm getting my stores confused. Okay, so I'm just going to apply that. And that is my look using the Cotton Candy palette from iHeart Revolution. Now, what I will say is, like I say, when I first looked at this, when I first received it, I did look at it and think, it doesn't pack a punch quite as much as the other two. Obviously, you know, we can take Galactic out of this equation for the moment because that's not, you know, that's a palette. It stands out on its own. It's not food inspired, unlike these three that I'm talking about today. So Macaroon, Cotton Candy and Lemon Drizzle. So yeah, this one didn't pack a punch so much to me and inspire me as much, but I must admit that now I've got it on my eyes and I've swatched it, I really do love it. The eye look that I've created is very ethereal, beautiful, very feminine. If you don't like shimmer in the crease, I'm not quite sure if you will like the shades in here for that. You may need to use another palette, but because I've used the shade Puff and it is shimmery and it has given me a little bit of shimmer here, a little bit of, I suppose, excess shimmer. You know, because of that, I would, well, I don't know. I really like the look. I love it. I think it looks beautiful. I really like Puff actually in this area. It's something that you can use, and it could be that the build up that I've got there, I could just actually take it away, but I haven't got my brush here. I think that could even have been from the first shade Fairground, and now I know my way around the palette a little bit more. I would probably use, you know, Made to Share or Treat for You, which are dedicated mattes in here. So it was really my fault. I didn't do the swatches first and I picked a shade that had glitter in it, and that is possibly what that is, as well as a little bit of shimmer from Puff. But overall, I really enjoyed this palette. And I would definitely use it again. It's absolutely beautiful, very feminine, like I say, and very ethereal, which is very similar to another palette, much more expensive palette that I've described recently. You'll know the one I mean. I would really love your thoughts on this. In fact, actually, the more I look at this eye look, the more I'm loving it. If you like intense shimmers, you are definitely going to love Strawberry, and certainly Pretty in Pastel. So yeah, I think if you love shimmers, you're going to love this, because a few of you did actually mention yesterday, you know, how could you make this palette work because it was nearly all shimmers. Well, I've definitely done that. I really love the look. It's absolutely beautiful, perfect for a beautiful summer's day. So as always, I would love your thoughts. Of course, if you have just stumbled across my channel, I would absolutely love it if you subscribed. To be in with a chance of a shout out on Thank You Thursday, for Thank You Thursday, you will need to subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and obviously comment. And I do love receiving your comments, so the more the merrier. I'll just leave you, like I did yesterday, with the swatches. So this is the first row, the second row, and then the third row. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to discuss with you about the new palette Cotton Candy. Please do let me know your thoughts, and I might be uploading a video tomorrow, so do keep tuned, and do obviously select those notifications to be notified every time I upload another video. But until either tomorrow or Monday, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.